So coming to our seated position towards the front of our chair, finding the breath, observing the breath. And taking a moment even to calm the breath as we come into our practice today. And think of establishing that front and back plane of the body. Tuning into the contact between the sit bones and the seat of the chair. And drawing a line across the sit bones and extending that plane all the way, making sort of an imaginary plane all the way up through the body. So you're going to be moving along that plane each time we move side to side. Now, as we bring the focus to our breath, even out the flow of the breath between our inhale and our exhale breaths. Deepening the flow of air into the lower part of the lungs by expanding the belly with each inhale breath, and then drawing the belly back towards the spine and slightly up towards the lowest ribs to completely empty the lungs on our exhale breath. Now, establishing your own count to even out the flow of the breath between the inhale and the exhale. Now extending the inhale or the exhale breath to 50% longer than our inhale. So a count of 4 on the inhale, 6 on the exhale, or whatever else works for you. And now that we've established that pattern of our breath, try to hold that pattern throughout our practice as we move the blocks beside our ankles. Draw the shoulders back. Once again, think of that plane that runs across the sit bones and all the way up, sort of dividing the body front to back. Inhale the arms overhead, and let's exhale the arms to the side. Keep moving the arms along in that same plane for 2, 2, 3, and 3. Bring the arms to the side, just to check in again with your foundation of the sit bones on the edge of the chair. Inhale here and drop the right hand to the floor, moving the body equally on both sides of that plane that cuts up through the body. Inhale, go to the left side, reach the fingertips towards the floor. For 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, looks good, looks good. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Come back to center, roll the shoulders. Think of that plane. Think of the shoulder blades, that plane bisecting the top of the shoulders, and the shoulder blades being behind the plane that we've established. Inhale the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, try and align the arms in that same plane. Lift out of the pelvis and arc towards our right side. Inhale, come up through center and arc left. Inhale through center, arc right, left. And then we're just going to hold for center, and I'm going to actually ask you to mindfully establish the same movement. But think of that metronome that perhaps your music teacher had when she was teaching you movements. So just going tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. 7, tick, tock. 8, tick, tock. 9, tick, tock. And 10, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, and release the arms down towards the side. Check in with that connection between the sit bones and the edge of the chair. And again, balance the body along that plane that's running across the body, balance it front and back. Let's now add a little extra to that work by picking up our weights. And we're going to do that. Repeat that same exercise of taking the hand down to the floor. Now with our weights, or without weights, that's certainly an option, drawing the shoulders back. And remembering to move very mindfully, remembering to move with technique through this action, to keeping our alignment in place. So we're focusing our effort on the muscles we want to work on during this particular movement. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Inhale and exhale, left hand to the floor. Minimizing the use of momentum. Right for 2. Left for 2. Right for 3. Left for 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9, 10, 10, 11, and 11, and 12, and 12, and come back to center. Let's set those weights aside for the moment, and just come back to our seated mountain pose. Now, cross the hands. And now we're going to move forward and back in that crunch move that we do. But in doing that move, we're going to concentrate on keeping these muscles, those muscles we were working on then pulling us from side to side, to keep them firm and keep the body stabilized as we back up into our chair version of a crunch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Resist gravity as you angle the body towards the back of the chair. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Reverse the cross of the arms. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, angle the body towards the back of the chair for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. and 12. Let's release the arms and just pick up your weights now. And let's again just cross the arms, either using the weights or not using the weights, but just adding a little, continuing to add a little extra resistance. You can slide the feet a little further out here. Firm up the legs. Inhale, lengthen the body. And exhale or inhale towards the back of the chair for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Reverse the cross of the weights. Take 1 breath in the center position. Inhale, come back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're going to hold back on 12 for a count of 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's set our weights down on the floor. And since now we have our feet out in front of us, we'll do another challenge. You can you can walk the feet in towards center, so big toes are touching, heels are just about an inch apart, and lift away into reverse table for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Bring the seat back to the chair. Come back to our seated mountain pose. Establish or check in with that contact between the sit bones and the seat of the chair. Reach the arms down to the side, bring the arms overhead. And now we're going to actually sort of move like a gauge from side to side. So we're going to move 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 11, 12. One more time. 1, 2, and come to center. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold over the legs and bring the hands onto the blocks. Lengthen the spine here. Let the ribs come into contact with the thighs. Expand the belly and the lower ribs into the thighs. Feel the pressure, forcing the breath into the lower back below the ribs. And then exhale, let everything out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhale. Wrap the arms around behind the thighs and squeeze the belly into the thighs and force the breath into that again, into the area of the belly. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Come back to our seated mountain pose. Level the pelvis so that top rim of the pelvis is level. The weight is evenly distributed front to back on the sit bones. And that center point of contact is on that lower edge of the plane that's bisecting the front and the back body. Continue to breathe here. Now, find one of your blocks and let's take that single block towards the right side of our chair. Stretch the leg out towards the left side. And again, moving in that side plane. So keeping that, those panes of glass on the front and back body, move, bring the hand to rest on the block, the right hand to rest on the block, and think about moving, actually move this, the left hip forward and back, gradually preparing us to stack the left hip. So we are stacking the left hip on top of the right, and then extending the left hand towards the ceiling. We can either look straight forward, or if it doesn't bother your neck, look up towards the left thumb. Stretch that right leg out as much as you can. And breathe here. And you take particular attention to those muscles on the sides of the belly and firm them up as we come into this extended side angle. Think of somebody pulling on your left hand to bring you back up to vertical. Draw the left leg in and maybe shift your body a little bit over towards the right side of the chair now. Perhaps even taking that right sit bone off the chair to give you more freedom of movement. Take the block onto the left side now. And then just pivot that hip forward and back. So you find the spot where you can stack the right hip on top of the left. Again, you're creating that same plane is running up, and you're reaching the arms up on that plane of the body. And either looking forward or looking up towards the right thumb. Breathe, go back to that deep breath that we started the class with, and breathe into all the spaces that are feeling a little scrunched up as we come into this pose. Let's inhale, feel like somebody's pulling now on the right hand to bring yourself back up, and draw the right leg in and come back to center. Take one breath here, one full breath to sort of clear the slate and sigh it out with a loud exhale.
You're muted, Allan.
Oh, battery failure. Take a break, just come back and breathe. We're back again. Recharged. I thought I had enough. There was enough in those batteries to get through another class, but obviously there wasn't. So coming back to our seated mountain pose and just settling ourselves with the breath. Let's come back to that, to our cactus pose. And twist the body and then lower sideways onto the left elbow, looking right and extending our left hand. Inhale, come back up through center and right elbow to right knee and twist this way. Twist the left towards the left side. Inhale, come back up through center and let's go left again and stretch and back through center right, and stretch. And come back to center. Again, holding the elbows in cactus. Let's see if we can bring the right elbow and the right knee together on the right, left, right, left, right, left, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12, and release. Come back to seated mountain. Let's just keep the feet in, or the legs in that V. Lift the spine and fold into the center of the V, either bringing the hands to the blocks or to the floor. Let's inhale, come all the way up. Walk the feet back to center. Bring the big toes to touch. Take the heels slightly apart. Look down towards the toes, and you should be able to see the toes just slightly in front of the knees. Extend the arms out in front or raise them overhead. And we're going to come into chair pose. So lift yourself away from the chair, strengthening those muscles that help you get out of the chair. And let's come up into a forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead, and exhale the hands back to heart center. Let's turn our chair now so we can face the back of our chair. Walk the feet slightly back from the chair. Facing the chair, breathe. And now extend that plane that's cutting the body in half, front to back, right down to the feet. Move the arms along that plane so the hands meet overhead, and then exhale them back down towards the side. Let's inhale up, down for 2, and inhale up. Let's let the hands meet overhead, interlace the fingers, hug the biceps into the ears, and exhale. Make the body into a banana shape towards the right. Inhale, come through center. And if you need to use one hand to stabilize yourself on the chair, please do so. Go left, right, left, right for once more, and left for one more. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale the hands onto the chair and back the feet away from the chair to extend the body, stretch the body out in our chair downward dog. Take the feet maybe even a little wider than hip distance, bend the knees. Reach the top of the head and the fingertips forward and draw the upper thighs back, stretching out the upper body, lengthening the spine. Let's turn the right toes slightly out towards the side of the mat and step the left foot forward towards the chair. So we're going to come into triangle pose here. So again, we're going to think about that movement along that plane of the body that's splitting the body front and back. So we're turning, again, doing that same action of opening the hips here towards the long edge of our mat, steadying ourselves on the chair. And now let's bend the chair side elbow, bring the chair side elbow onto the back of the chair underneath the left shoulder. Stack the elbow, the shoulder, and reach the hand up towards the ceiling and equalize that body on the front and back of that plane. And you can even reach that hand over. Turn the body towards the chair. Step that back foot in slightly. You can widen the feet, so almost like you're on cross-country ski tracks. Lengthen, and now, again, fold that whole body forward over the chair, depending on how your body relates to the chair. You might bring the hands to the back or reach over the back of the chair and place the hands on the seat of the chair, still keeping the spine very long and drawing that hip on the forward leg back while shoving into the heel of the back leg. You might even reach back and see how level the hips are. And then see if there's room to fold just a bit deeper. Let's inhale, come back up to vertical, step back, and stretch the body out. Now, turn the left toes out and let's step the right foot in. So pardon my back here. We're going to do this. And so now again, opening the hips towards the side of the mat and drawing that, sending that plane from the hips. Inhale here, strengthen the side body and bring the elbow onto the back of the chair. Stack things up from the elbow through the shoulders, reaching out to the fingertips. Breathe here. Take the hand to the back of the chair, lift the back heel, and step both legs back to meet, and come into chair downward dog. This time, turn the right foot parallel to the seat of the chair and step the left foot again in towards the chair. Doing that same action of opening the right hip towards the side and again, establishing that plane of the body. And this time, we're going to either support ourselves or bring the hands onto the hips and bend that knee in towards the chair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And let's raise the arms here for warrior 2. Release the hands, draw, straighten that leg. And again, now straighten that front leg and side bend towards the chair. Letting the hand come to rest where it's comfortable. Remembering, we're not trying to deepen the twist by rolling that right shoulder forward. Look down, come up. Turn the feet parallel. Heel toe the feet back into center. So just before I turn the chair around, we'll do our tree pose on this side before I turn the chair around to do warrior 2 and triangle on the other foot. So taking time to establish the foundation on the chair side foot, lifting the heel, opening the ankle out to the side, maybe coming just onto the toes, heel to the ankle, up onto the calf, or up onto the inner thigh, bringing one hand to center, maybe both hands, and lifting the arms as we open the branches of our tree. We'll hold for 30 seconds. So that's 10. 20. And 30. Let's take that leg out and just let it swing back and forth. And just shake things out before we move to the other side. And so this morning too, we've been a little more active. And if your room happens to be warm because from the sun, you might just want to grab a drink right now. So just shake things out. And now let's step that other foot in towards the chair. And find your comfortable distance to move that second foot back. Whether it's a very wide or a narrow stance, just find a spot where you're going to feel that you can move with security and safety. Now bend, either support yourself to bend and straighten or bring the hands to the, for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's lift the arms and hold on 12, looking out over that middle finger. Straighten that leg, take the hips back, come into triangle pose on this side. Look down, come all the way up, turn the feet so they're parallel. Fold towards the floor, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. You can even think about walking the hands forward to almost downward dog hands. Walk the hands back in. Inhale, come all the way up. Heel toe the feet back into center. And come to standing mountain. Again, cleave the body into that front and back. Sections with that plane running all the way up the center of the body. Now, stepping back, let's press the other chair side foot into the floor. And feel a line coming from those 3 points of contact in the foot all the way up the right side as we lift the other foot. Bring the heel, either heel raised, heel to the ankle, to the calf, or up onto the inner thigh. Nope, not today. Bring the hands together. Raise the arms overhead. And 30 seconds beginning now. 10. 20. 30. Hands come back to center. And let that leg swing before we come back to seated. Coming to seated, come back to that seated mountain pose towards the front of our chair. Grab a drink if it's appropriate, if it's necessary. Even the body out on that front and left, front and back plane of the body. Interlace the fingers. Let's draw the right knee towards the right shoulder. And even think about leaning the body towards the back of the chair and maybe stretching the opposite leg out in front of us. Bring the hand onto the knee. Circle the knee first in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Draw the knee in. And release the foot onto the floor. Reverse the interlace of the fingers and draw the left knee towards the left shoulder. Come onto the knee. Oh, yeah, before we do that, just lean back and stretch that leg out as we draw it in. Draw that foot back. Circle in one direction. And circle in the opposite direction. Release that leg onto the floor. Take the knees into a wide V and let both knees drop towards the right. And then let both knees drop towards the left. Keep going for another one. And let's hold right. And look towards your left side. Inhale, come back through center and drop the left knee and look right. And come back to center. Walk the knees back to center. Grab a drink. Find any extra clothing or anything extra, anything that you need to do before we come to final relaxation. So just doing whatever you need to do to stay comfortable. Closing the eyes, slowing down the breath. And taking a moment or two to allow the body to settle, to switch from that active mode that we've been in for the last about 50 minutes of our practice, to let the rest and relax, rest and digest functions of the body take over. Sliding the seat as close as you can to the back of the chair, still supporting that spine long. But now just allowing some of that task of supporting the body to be taken over by the chair. Letting the back, the thighs, the feet relax into each of the points of contact they have with the external world. feeling the sun warming your body as you relax ever more deeply, bringing warmth to every corner of the body. Hear that unique sound of leaves rustling along the path as you walk through the forest. The fallen leaves allowing the sun to penetrate to the path you are following. Relinquish any control of the breath that you might still be exercising. Just allowing the breath to happen as naturally, as gently, as normally as possible. With each exhale breath, let a wave of relaxation sweep across your body. The incoming wave moving up through the toes, through the feet, through the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the torso, the shoulders, the neck, to the top of your head, collecting any tension, any holding that still remains in the body, collecting that up and sweeping it away as it recedes. Leaving the body 10% more relaxed. The next wave sweeping in from the feet to the top of the head, once again, collecting the remaining residue of tension and holding that, receding and washing away another 10% of holding and tension. Our final wave coming in, gathering the last remnants of tension and holding, collecting them up and sweeping them away. Leaving the body totally relaxed and allowing the body to lead the mind into relaxation. Now begin to deepen the breath. Bring some movement back to the body, the fingers, the toes, the ankles, the wrists. moving in whatever way feels best for you. And if you're ready, slide back towards the front of the chair. Find our seated mountain pose. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Take the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. And thank yourself for making time for this practice on this very sunny, beautiful morning. Thank each other for taking the time to share your practice with each other. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. Namaste.